Hello, we are reaching you live through a unique and complex international telecommunications network via satellite, microwave, and cable. The International Training Center at San Diego State University brings us all together in this video conference, which joins distinguished organizations located in Mexico, Cuba, the Dominican Republic, Costa Rica, Panama, Venezuela, Colombia, Peru, Brazil, Bolivia, Paraguay, Argentina, China, and the United States of America. We would like to thank SatMex, PanAmSat, and BrazilSat for their excellent satellite linkage services, which makes this program possible. Welcome to our program, the new 24-hour society, the globalization of time and work, the 7th video conference in the series, Foundations for Prosperity in the Third Millennium. My name is Dan Hopwood, and I will be your moderator for today's program. I am a vice president with the international insurance and management consulting firm, Marsh USA, concentrating in the fields of integrated safety and risk management, as well as business continuity planning. Today's video conference is composed of 2 presentation modules and 2 question and answer sessions, and we look forward to your live participation. We are fast becoming a 24-hour society. That is, one where organizations and individuals will be offering products and services continuously, and people will be free to decide for themselves when they would like to purchase them. Globalization and urban living will be the driving forces for this trend as we enter the third millennium. Educators and those in the business and government sectors must adjust, restructure, and evolve, incorporating new models of performance into their daily activities in order to achieve a capacity level which allows them to operate without closing to the public. This unique video conference will present the characteristics and impact of this trend toward extended hours, reporting on the pioneering research carried out in England by the Future Foundation. The 24-hour society will be an increasingly powerful force that will change the way we work, shop, play, and relax. Anticipating its consequences will open a wide array of opportunities and potential benefits to us. Ignoring it might be a recipe for conflict, reduced productivity, client dissatisfaction, and stagnation, especially as the world population will surpass a 6 billion population later this month. Today, our presenters will paint for us a picture filled with potential that will come as a result of societies moving toward a 24-hour model. This model, of course, includes commerce, communications, and education, to name but a few of its components. In addition, we will touch upon some of the adverse effects of becoming a 24-hour society. We must be prepared to manage, and if at all possible, mitigate possible negative outcomes before they become reality. 24-hour societies and the businesses which comprise these societies must be cognizant of the pressures of a 24-hour operation can create. These pressures are tantamount to always being on. When and how we moderate these pressures will be important considerations as this new society continues to develop. Today, our presenters are Michael Willmott and Alexander Hiam, who will share with us their visions of the new 24-hour society and how we should prepare to realize its benefits and avoid its disadvantages. Michael Willmott is the co-founder of the Future Foundation, a research-based business think tank which he set up in 1996 in London, England. The Future Foundation has established itself as the leading independent futures research and consultancy organization in Britain. His project work for clients has ranged from social and economic trend analysis and the implications for companies to market segmentation analysis using new mathematical tools. His clients include the BBC, British Telecom, Compaq, Excite, the European Commission, Mars, and McDonald's. Over the last 10 years, Mr. Willmott has written and edited numerous reports and publications on social, economic, and business change, and the implications this has on organizations. And he often is invited to appear on television, on radio, and in the press with his various insights. Mr. Willmott holds a Bachelor of Science in Sociology and Statistics from Exeter University, is a full member of the Market Research Society, and a Fellow of the Royal Statistical Society. He is currently a member of the Public Affairs Committee of the Social Research Association and the steering group member of the National Work-Life Forum. Michael Willmott's discussion will briefly touch on shift work. Shift work, a necessity in the 24-hour societies, can play havoc with an individual's health and ultimately impact the productive enhancements that 24-hour operations require. Alexander Hiam has run Alexander Hiam and Associates, a consulting and research-based firm in Amherst, Massachusetts, for the past decade, with clients such as General Motors, the Coca-Cola Company, Kellogg's, Mass Mutual, Spalding Sports Worldwide, and American International College. His firm develops the Human Interactions Assessment and Management line of commercial assessments, surveys, and training materials. And he is also a frequent speaker and workshop leader on management and marketing topics. Mr. Hiam received his BA from Harvard and his MBA from the University of California at Berkeley, and has served as a visiting lecturer at several business schools. He is the author of 13 books on management and personal development, and he has developed numerous training materials, assessments, and research reports as well. His most recent works include The Manager's Pocket Guide to Creativity and 9 Obstacles to Creativity, an article published in The Futurist. He is also the author of the newly released Streetwise Motivating and Rewarding Employees, New and Better Ways to Inspire Your People. Mr. Hiam will present some practical guidelines for dealing with the high levels of turbulence that we will experience in the new 24-hour society. Welcome, gentlemen. And let's start with an introductory question. The first question is it possible for organizations to determine which employees are best suited to working the non-traditional hours of this new 24-hour society? And likewise, what are some of the problems that can develop while an organization learns which workers can best fill these non-traditional roles? I'd like to take the first half of that question, if we may, Alex, and come to you with that on the problems that may exist.
Well, there certainly are going to be increasing problems, as we'll be reviewing in our presentations. And it is possible to identify some people who can handle them better. For instance, we know that within organizations, people are going to be needing to be more flexible, creative, better at problem solving, and just more open to change. And I find that there are ways to assess these qualities to identify people who have more resilience to change, for instance, or are more creative. However, there are also many problems that are going to be universal, and everyone's going to need to get up to speed, if you will, and be prepared for a more turbulent economy. So we're going to have to learn how to manage everyone.
Great. I like that response, and that's a perfect bridge, Michael, I think, to coming over to you in asking you to address some of the organizational problems that may exist as we go through this turbulence with 24-hour societies and trying to identify workers who best fit the model. What about from the organizational perspective?
Well, there's a whole range of potential problems which organizations and society even can face. And I think 3 specifically stand out. One is, which I dwell on briefly in my presentation is the fact that most major accidents and disasters take place in the middle of the night. So organisations have to be very careful about any operations activity that is being used and the potential for accidents. Secondly, for the health of workers themselves, that's very important because, again, as I make clear in my presentation, shift working does affect the physical but also the emotional health of employees. And finally, for organisations, particularly for business, the competitive advantage of not being open 24 hours is potentially a serious one, because if you're not open 24 hours, your competitors will be.
Someone else will fill that space. Good, gentlemen. Thank you both for those comments. Let us now begin with Module 1.